The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead as Dr. Mara Keene finished her charting. The surgical ward was quiet at this hour, nearly 3 in the morning. Only the hum of vending machines and the occasional squeak of a janitor's cart disturbed the stillness. She rubbed her eyes and told herself she should go home. But then she heard it. A sharp clink of metal against metal, followed by the low murmur of voices. Her pen froze. No one was supposed to be in the old operating room at this hour. It had been retired years ago, before the modernization, but the hospital never bothered to demolish it. So Mara rose, her heart thudding. She crept toward the frosted glass doors of OR 6. Light spilled from beneath the door, thin and cold. She pressed her ear to it. Scalpel, clamp. The voices were steady and professional, but they sounded wrong, hollow, as if echoing from a long tunnel. She pushed the door open, but the room was empty. The surgical lamp swung gently overhead, though no air stirred. A tray of gleaming instruments sat arranged neatly, but when she touched them, they dissolved into dust. Mara stumbled back. The dust clung to her gloves like ash. The next night, she returned. She told herself it was curiosity, but deep down, it was something darker, an irresistible pull. She hid in the observation gallery, her notebook in hand. At 3:07 a.m., the room came alive. Figures appeared beneath the lamp, half shadow and half solid, dressed in pale green scrubs from another era. Their masks covered their faces, but their eyes glowed faintly above the cloth. The lead surgeon, tall and gaunt, extended a gloved hand. Scalpel. The others moved as one, passing instruments that gleamed too brightly under the light. A patient lay on the table, chest rising and falling rapidly. Muffled cries escaping from under the anesthesia mask. Mara leaned forward, breath fogging the glass. She couldn't look away. She scrawled furiously in her notebook, notes, diagrams, and sketches of incisions. Her hand moved faster than she thought possible. When she looked down, she realized the handwriting wasn't hers. By the end of the week, Mara barely slept. Her dreams were filled with the cold sting of antiseptic, the whir of bone saws, the tug of sutures closing flesh. Her colleagues noticed her pale face, the trembling in her hands. She brushed off their concern. On the 7th night, she made her decision. She would enter the room. At 3 a.m., she stepped onto the sterile tile. The air was icy, carrying the sharp tang of ether. Around her, the ghosts materialized. Their movements were seamless and practiced. The lead surgeon finally turned to her. His eyes caught hers over the mask, empty sockets glowing faintly like embers. "Dr. Keene," he said. His voice was soft, almost kind. "We've been waiting for you." She tried to step back, but her legs locked. Invisible hands gripped her arms, guiding her toward the table. The instruments rattled in their trays. "No," she whispered. The lead surgeon tilted his head. "Scalpel?" The cold kiss of steel touched her chest. They found Mara the next morning, slumped in a chair in the empty OR. Her scrubs were spotless, her pulse steady. She claimed she had only fallen asleep at her desk. But when she scrubbed in later that day, her hands no longer trembled. In surgery, she moved with preternatural precision, her cuts swift and elegant. She performed techniques no one recognized. Arterial clamps placed in ways never taught, sutures tied with ancient knots. The patient survived with miraculous results. When her attending asked where she had learned it, Mara only smiled beneath her mask. That night, she stayed late again, her notebook open to fresh pages. The echoes were waiting, and now she understood their whispers. She wasn't observing anymore. She was part of the team.